Today, we are taking you inside one of the world's largest industrial tanneries. We will show you every secret step of how a salted, raw skin is transformed into the toughest leather on the planet. Put on your safety gear. We are going inside the buffalo leather factory. The raw hide. To understand the leather, you have to respect the animal, the water buffalo. Unlike standard cattle, the buffalo has a skin structure that is significantly more porous, yet much denser in its fiber weaving. This is what gives it that legendary breathability and durability. The process begins at the hide house. This is the reception area, and frankly, it is not for the faint of heart. The hides arrive in massive truckloads stacked on pallets. At this stage, they are green, industry speak for fresh. If left alone for even a few hours in the heat, they would rot. To stop this, they have been heavily cured with salt. You're looking at thousands of tons of raw material. The smell here is intense, a mix of wet earth, salt, and raw organic matter. Workers drive forklifts to move these heavy, stiff bundles into the first stage of the tannery, the beamhouse. This is where the dirty work happens. Soaking and liming. The first true step of manufacturing is soaking. The hides are loaded into enormous wooden or stainless steel drums. These drums can hold hundreds of hides at a time. The goal here is simple: rehydration. The salt that preserved the hide must be washed out, and the skin needs to swell back to its natural thickness. Water and special surfactants are pumped in. The drum rotates slowly, tumbling the hides. This isn't just a wash, it's a revival. The dried, stiff skins become soft and floppy again. Once rehydrated, we move to liming. This is a critical chemical reaction. The hides are treated with lime and sodium sulfide. Why? Because we need to remove the hair. You can't have a leather jacket with buffalo fur on the inside. The chemicals dissolve the hair roots and the epidermis, leaving only the corium, the strong collagen fiber network that becomes the leather. At this point, the hide is highly alkaline, swollen, and rubbery. It looks nothing like leather. It looks like a thick white slab of gelatin. Fleshing and splitting. Now that the hair is gone, the hide goes to the fleshing machine. This is a violent, high-speed operation. The hide is fed through a set of rollers. A cylinder equipped with razor-sharp spiral blades spins at thousands of RPMs, scraping away the excess fat, muscle, and tissue from the underside of the skin. It is a precise operation. If the blades dig too deep, they ruin the leather. If they don't dig deep enough, the fat will rot later. Next comes splitting. A buffalo hide is incredibly thick, sometimes nearly an inch thick in the neck area. That is too thick for a wallet or a boot. So the hide is fed into a band knife splitter. This machine slices the hide horizontally into two layers. The top layer is the full grain. This is the premium moneymaker. It has the natural texture, the scars, and the strength. The bottom layer is the split. This is weaker and is often used to make suede or coated genuine leather products. For our heavy-duty gear, we are focusing strictly on that top grain. Now we reach the heart of the tannery, the process that gives the industry its name, tanning. Right now, the hide is still organic. It can still rot. We need to preserve it forever. But first, we must lower the pH. The hides are currently basic from the lime. They go into a pickling bath of acid and salt. This shock to the system prepares the collagen fibers to accept the tanning agents. Most heavy-duty buffalo leather undergoes chrome tanning. The hides are tumbled in drums with chromium salts. Over the course of 24 hours, the chromium bonds to the collagen fibers on a molecular level. It locks the structure in place. When the doors of the drum open, the result is striking. The hides are no longer white. They're a bright, robotic blue. In the industry, it's called wet blue. It's stable, it won't rot, and it can be stored for months. This is the blank canvas for all leather goods. Retanning, dyeing, and fat liquoring. A wet blue hide is durable, but it feels like wet cardboard. It has no character. To fix this, it goes back into the drums for the retanning phase. Here, the recipe becomes a trade secret. Every tannery has its own blend. They might add vegetable tannins from tree bark to give the leather a firm, solid feel perfect for gun holsters or belts. Or they might add synthetic tannins for softness. Simultaneously, we have dyeing. Unlike cheap leather where the color is just sprayed on top, high-quality buffalo leather is drum-dyed. The dye penetrates all the way through the fiber. If you scratch high-quality leather, you won't see white underneath, you'll see the same color. Then comes the most oddly satisfying step, fat liquoring. Leather is skin, and skin needs oil. Without it, it cracks. The factory pumps in natural oils, cod oil, neat's foot oil, or synthetic emulsions. The fibers soak this up greedily. This is what gives leather its smell and that supple, flexible strength. The leather is now colored and lubricated, but it's soaking wet. It needs to be dried, but you can't just hang it on a clothesline. That would make it shrink and warp. There are two main methods used here. First, vacuum drying. The leather is spread out on a smooth, heated steel table. A top plate comes down, sucking out the air and lowering the boiling point of water. It dries the leather flat and smooth in seconds. Second, toggle drying. This is more traditional. Workers use clips to stretch the hide onto large frames, like a canvas. This stretches the grain out, maximizing the square footage and ensuring the leather stays flat as it dries in an oven. Once dry, it's stiff again. It needs to be beat up. It goes into a staking machine. This machine uses metal pins to vigorously massage and pound the leather, softening the fibers until the material becomes buttery soft and flexible. Finishing and grading. We are in the home stretch, the finishing department. This is where the leather gets its final look. For naked or aniline leather, very little is done. They want the natural buffalo grain to show. But for heavy-duty gear, we need protection. The leather passes through automated spray lines. Nozzles apply a microscopic coat of resin and wax. This seals the surface, making it water-resistant and scratch-proof. Some leather goes through a plating or embossing press. A massive heated roller presses down with tons of force. This can smooth out the surface for a shiny dress belt, or press in a uniform pebble grain for a tactical boot. Finally, the hides land on the inspection table. This is the grading station. Experienced eyes scan every inch. They're looking for tick bites, barbed wire scars, or holes. A grade A? Flawless. Destined for $1,000 jackets and designer bags. B grade? Minor imperfections. Used for boots where the pattern pieces are smaller. C grade? Significant scarring. Used for hidden reinforcements or sanded down to remove the grain. The journey is complete. A few days ago, this was a decomposing, salted skin weighing nearly 100 pounds. Now it is a sleek, aromatic, and virtually indestructible sheet of material ready for the craftsman's knife. From the chemical baths of the beamhouse to the high-pressure rollers of the finishing room, the Buffalo Tannery is a place where ancient chemistry meets modern industrial might. It's dirty, it's loud, and it's dangerous. But it is the only way to create the material that protects bikers, soldiers, and workers around the globe. The next time you strap on a leather belt or zip up a heavy jacket, remember the massive process and the massive beast that made it possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the tannery, hit that like button and subscribe for more industrial secrets. Let us know in the comments, do you prefer the rugged look of buffalo leather or the smooth finish of cowhide? We'll see you in the next factory.